you will sketch him.
Why me?
Okay, you will sketch Carlos, and Carlos will sketch Jordy.
Oh my God, no.
And Jordy will sketch Mara, and Mara will sketch Sophie.
We need to drink.
We have to use our weak hand.
Yeah. And Mara, yeah.
I'm screwed.
Hello there, my name is Chelony Pinay Painter from the Netherlands, and welcome to my vlog, Chelony's Creative Channel. And guess what? They are going to sketch their partners using their weak hand. Okay, that will be fun. And I don't know what will be the outcome of their sketches, but for sure they are going to enjoy it. And the next one, they are going to paint an autumn painting. And yeah, I think they are going to enjoy it. Okay, good luck, guys. Thank you for being here, and yes, I'm gonna introduce them later. Okay?
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi!
Hey.
Hey, Rafi. Hello.
Hello!
Sorry we're late, but we still have to.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas. Hello. You don't want me only in the.
Ay, ate.
Ang dilim.
Mo naman. Merry Christmas.
Ba? Magkaterno kayo.
Hello.
Hey!
We are Sophia.
There's no snow.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas! Hi guys! Welcome to my vlog!
Hello.
And
Hello, guys.
welcome to my visitors. Yeah, okay. And we're going to paint.
Hey.
And we will do some challenges today.
Wow. What kind of challenges?
What team?
Team Brown.
Team Yara.
Team.
Team Dinosaur.
Sophia. With a C. Sophia.
So what can you say? Are you excited?
Yes, we are very excited.
We are.
We have been looking forward to this for a very long time.
It's a long plan, but yeah.
Okay guys, see you later.
Alligator.
I don't.
Kamusta sa lahat? How are you everyone? I am Sophia. I'm a Filipino journalist living in the Netherlands, and I'm also a dried flower hobbyist. I grew up actually being a writer, so I've always been a journalist since I was, I think, 8 years old. I've been participating in all these writing competitions, and as I grow up, that would become actually my career. And in the latter part of my career, I got into the Netherlands through a scholarship through the European Union, and now I'm also working here as a journalist. I grew up in the province of Rizal, and I grew up really with a childhood without cell phones or without any technology. And as a kid from the 90s, I grew up actually climbing trees and picking aratilis, or like these small berries from the trees. I also grew up with 3 siblings, so 2 brothers and 1 sister. We always used to fight, and yeah, but I think in the end we grew up quite maturely, and now so it's a siblings quarrel that eventually died out. As I've mentioned earlier, ever since I was a kid, I've really been into writing, and I've been participating in all these competitions, and I found that as a child, as a girl, writing really was a way for me to express my feelings, and I would really find also myself being competitive about it, having participated in all these press conferences and writing competitions. And I like it. I really like the style of writing and the art form of writing, because it allows you not only to express yourself, but also because it is a medium for other people's stories to be heard. And I think I was around 10 or 11 when I really realized that reading and writing is a powerful form of medium, and that writers can really have an effect on people. And I think I have grown up reading a lot of books, and I think really the words in the books really resonate to me as a child, and I also wanted to have that sort of influence and power, and I guess that's how I ended up being a journalist and a writer myself. I've never been really good at fiction writing, like really making stories for myself, but I think I've always been a good listener, and I think at being a journalist and being a writer, I think that's one of the most important traits to have, being a good listener, because without good listening, you won't be able to write a story. So I think it's a powerful way to tell story. I've always been into a lot of art and creativity. I think being a writer myself, I've always been drawn to words or like art forms, creativity. I'm not really into like the technical side of things, but I'm really into art and into writing and into creativity. That's the left brain, right? Working. As a child, I think I really like nature. And I've always grown up actually in the mountains. So we live in a valley. So our subdivision is called Valley View. So we used to have a view of the valley. And growing up with a lot of nature, it really taught me how to love the trees, how to love the flowers. And I don't know, when I was a girl growing up, I've always been so sad whenever I see like flowers being wasted. For example, when people buy flowers and they would throw it away after they dried out, or after they are already used up, or after they die. And I think that's when I really grown to like or get interested into the art of drying flowers, because then you will take the flowers, you will enjoy them, but you will also be able to preserve them and their beauty, and it will be forever, and you don't have to throw it away. I've always also been into the I've also always been into sustainability, so it means that nothing is wasted, and that there's a circular kind of a life and all the living things, and I like that also. And now I work in the sustainability, so I really try to for myself at least contribute these small things. And for me, that small thing I think is the dried flower making, because then you really don't throw them away. You preserve their beauty and you preserve it forever. And so I research on ways on how to do it. So there are several ways. The first is the traditional hanging it dry. So you can hang them dry in like a really dark space, like without moisture, so they can be preserved better. And you can also press them in like simplest ways, like in books and these things. And I love handicrafts and I'm a crafts maker myself. So I also really enjoy making these as a gift to friends, to special loved ones, and it really makes them happy. I think when you make the gifts that you give them yourself, and I think that is a very special also gift, because it means that you're not only pouring your creativity, but you're also pouring your time, and you're also, thinking about them while you're doing it. So I think that's a special way to say or tell someone that you love them. So I think in the end, flower pressing or flower preserving has been a way for me also to de-stress, especially during the Corona period, when you really had a lot of idle time, like spending at home. And I found that you can spend months and months and months, and during those months I was able to preserve like a lot of dried flowers, and in the end I was able to use them as a do-it-yourself bouquet for my own wedding, and it was very cool. Like I actually dried my own bouquet, because I was like really thinking to myself, how can I make my wedding sustainable, and how can I make my wedding less financially less of a financial burden for me, because I don't want to spend. We really don't have a lot of money, and we are also broke. So I'm also thinking of ways how to save some money. And I found that, okay, let me just dry my own flower bouquet, and that's what I use for my wedding. And I can still keep it at home. It is now at my home, like being preserved in a vase, and it's the perfect way to remember, that beautiful day. I also did my hair barrette, like it's like this, like I put it in my hair, and I made like a design, a dried flower design to tie my hair around it, and it was beautiful. I really liked it. And also I think in our home we also have a lot of dried flowers, and they're all handmade by me, or for example I find them a lot also in the markets now, and I think it's also kind of a trend that's been going on. And and when I admire a way how a flower is preserved, I liked it, and I also admire other people's artwork. So like I've worked as a journalist in the Philippines for almost 8 years as a local journalist, and I've been to many countries, interviewed a lot of people, and really told their stories. But I guess one story that really stuck to my head when I was a journalist was the story of a father during Typhoon Haiyan. It was one of the most powerful super typhoons that ravaged the Philippines, and I think I was at Tacloban then. So I went to Tacloban. It was one of those provinces that was really hit hard by the super typhoon, and he was, I think, telling me about his grief, and that grief stuck to me I think until now. So he was telling me about like how he lost his only son, and he was like hanging on to a coconut tree, and then he was like telling the son, don't let go, because they were being washed away by the typhoon, the flood. And then he was hanging onto a coconut tree, and eventually he cannot hold his son's hand. So he lost his son during that period. So I think that story really stuck to me until now, and it's also one of the reasons why I think journalism is really a powerful medium to tell the stories of people. And I think that was one of the most touching things that I've ever heard. And it was also served as a constant reminder for me to keep doing what I'm doing, to keep telling the stories of other people. And probably on the lighter side of things, like on the creativity level, I think one of the most touching things for me is that my husband and I made our own bouquet for the wedding, and it was a joint effort from me and my husband Carlos, and it was really a very nice time that we spent together. So we really did a lot of like small things about our wedding was handcrafted by both of us. And my husband, myself, is also an artist himself. So in our house, you can see a lot of artworks and also some sketches from when we were doing a long distance relationship. So I think those things are a reminder of, you know, the love we shared, and it's something that you can see in our home, and it's something that we're very proud of. I've always thought about journalists as like storytellers, right? But actually, it's not them who should be on the spotlight, but the people that they're telling the stories about. So I don't know, I don't have a journalist in mind, but for me, like, it's about the stories of the people, and I don't want to take the credit for the stories that these people have told them. And I don't know, that I don't think of it that way, I guess. The best piece of advice that any journalist, or like the most powerful thing that a journalist can have, is really to have like an open mind and a lending ear, because these two things are really what allow a journalist to be able to tell the story properly. So you really have to have an open mind, no judgment, whatever the person is telling you, whether the person is a bad person, a criminal person, or whether that person has been through a lot, whether he's a victim or a perpetrator. You always have to have like an open mind, and yeah, and also a lending ear, because sometimes people really just want to have people listen to their stories, and it's really not about talking and talking and talking. That's why I really don't regard journalists to be like the one in front of the I've never actually worked like in front of the camera myself, but more like as a back person behind the scenes. And yeah, I think being able to properly listen, I think that's really one of the best advices that I can give to any, I guess, future journalist, and to be able to tell that story critically. I mean, not that you're judging, but you're always allowing yourself to have different perspectives. And yeah, and for the creative level, I guess a lot of artists now are really into making their own thing, and it's very good. Like, a lot of people are having their own creative side, but I guess maybe it's also good for artists to consider the sustainability side of things, like how can their art be part of sustainability, to also create impact to the world, basically. And to how their art is not just for art's sake, but also to make impact to other people's lives, or to the world, for example, to the earth, in terms of sustainability. And yeah, I think that's a powerful, thought that we should always keep in mind. Like, artists and writers have a strong influence, and that influence should be used for
Niet aan mama's spullen kopen, te doen.
Yes. Thank you, Ate, for hosting us. I'm inviting everyone to subscribe to Chelony's Creative Studio channel. It's very rare to find someone who really shares the same passion towards creativity, towards art, towards making things beautiful and making beautiful things. So I hope you subscribe.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching my video, and I hope you learned something about Sophia and her husband and the rest of the guys, and I hope you had fun also with us, even though yeah, it's a short preparation for me for my vlog, but it's okay. I hope that next time you're going to watch again our video. Please click also the notification bell so the next time that I upload a new video, you will be notified. I love you all. Bye. See you in the next video. Mwah.